Now I'm using cream here, it's dark brown. Why is everybody coming to work so early today? Hey guys, I'm going to share with you a simple way to freshen up your shoes to make them look like new in just under 3 minutes. So as you can see, these shoes are a bit scuffed up around the edges, especially in the front area, even on the sole or the edge here. The heels here, I kind of maybe click my heels together when I walk. Maybe I'm like Dorothy. And just general wear and tear. So the tools that you're going to need to do this are a horsehair brush, shoe cream. I usually use Sapphire. I'm going to need a rag, which is just a repurposed shirt. And it has to be relatively fine. Oxford cotton wouldn't be a great choice. I'm going to use a little bit of wax and a toothbrush at the end, which is a finishing touch around the edge of the sole, which I think is super important. So wait till the end of the video. Let's go right in. So the first step is just brush the shoes. Now this is to get rid of any dust, dirt, and the crevices or cracks, because when you're applying the cream, you don't want to be rubbing that sand or dust or dirt in. So do that to both shoes. This is sort of the bare minimum of what you should do to take care of your shoes, by the way. We're not going to do a high shine or a mirror shine on these. We're just essentially giving color back to the shoe, moistening the leather so that they're going to look like new. So I brushed them clean. Now the next step is take this piece of cloth or your rag, and these are fun because the more you use it, the more colorful they become. Anyways, I usually take my 2 fingers, put it on top, give it a twist, and then secure it with my hand here. If you are doing a mirror shine, this has to be very, very smooth, but for this one it's not a big deal because we're just applying cream with this. Now I'm going to use shoe cream, and this is a dark brown color. It's really important first to check the color to make sure it matches. Now what I do is you just dab a little bit in here, just a tiny little bit. A little bit goes a long way. So I've got a little bit clearly on the tip here, just very little, and I'm going to do first on the inside arch or on the heel, because this is a less obvious place, then you can test the color. It's really important to do this on a lighter colored shoe, because if the color's too dark, you'll tell right away. I can tell it's a dark brown shoe, it's a dark brown cream. We're good to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and dab a little bit more on there, and then just applying it and massaging it in. And then apply this all around the entire shoe. Sometimes in the wrinkled areas in the front and on the side here, you can kind of try to dab it in. So again, the moistening this leather is super important because it's a little bit like skin, right? You guys should use moisturizer on your face, especially if it's very dry. And this will keep the wrinkles out and keep them looking healthy, clean, and like new. I can see already it's giving back color to under the tassel where the tassel's kind of rubbed away some of the color. Let's color those tassels a little bit more. So yeah, you just go around the entire shoe applying color. So here it'll be very obvious. If you can see this, it's been scuffed up, and I'm just, I've got a little bit of a dab there on my finger to know about how much it is, and then just rubbing that in. Even when you do this, you don't have to be too careful if you get it on the sole of the shoe. Not a big deal at all. So I've done one shoe, and then here just to see a quick comparison, you can already see like there's more wrinkles on this one and there's already less here. It looks like it's been moistened, and even on the inside you can tell it looks smoother, cleaner, the color's more consistent, looks almost like new again. Now go ahead and do the same thing to the other shoe. Alright, so I've applied the cream. I'm going to go back to the first shoe. It had a chance to sort of dry a little bit, but I'm going to run the horsehair brush over it a little bit just to see if there's any little gloops of the cream in the crevices here or there. I want to get rid of those. Also, this over the toe part gives it a little bit of a buff, so a little bit of a shine, which is nice. So you can get a little bit of a natural shine without using any kind of creams or wax, sorry, for the mirror shine. You see it's already shining a little bit. You can see the difference here. Can you? Can the camera see that? So then I'm going to do the same thing to the other shoe. So there you can see it's already kind of got a nice shine, a little bit of a light glaze almost, without being too shiny, and it doesn't have like that matte finish that you had just after you put the cream on. Now, the last and final step is to actually give a little bit of dark color back to the edge of the sole here, because you know this is the part that hits the ground. You might be kicking stuff, you might have little nicks here, and that like lighter color you can see visually very easily. Like if you know, if I'm walking up to you, you'll notice that right away. So if we darken that and put more color onto it, that's really going to make these shoes look like new again. And this is, I think, one of the most important steps. I'm going to use wax for this part, also because wax tends to give it a little bit of waterproofing effect. I'm doing this on the edge of the sole, and also in the welt here to sort of waterproof the threads a little bit. Now, there's two schools of thought on doing this. Some people think it's not a good thing. The wax can actually weaken the stitching, which will make them come apart quicker. And some people think it's a good thing because it waterproofs it and helps protect the thread. I don't know which one is which, but this is how I was taught the first time I did this. So I just do it this way. Just a tiny bit. And then go on the inside here first, because you don't want it to be too dark. Okay, the color's okay. It's definitely making it a little bit darker. And you can also actually use cream, because cream will give it the color as well. But I like to use the wax to sort of waterproof the edge a little bit more. Just using a little bit of black right on the tip here. Maybe a little bit of black and brown. I feel like an artist. Yeah, that's the color I want. So the darker this is, the newer they're gonna look. Okay, so just a comparison. You can kind of tell right here. And then also after you apply the wax, you're gonna have to brush it again to just brush away any like little pieces of wax that are still in there. And then this will also help even the color out. There you have it, now they look like new again. If you guys take good care of your leather shoes and they're well made with quality leather, they can last for decades and look better and better over time. I really hope you guys learned something here that you can apply to your shoes yourself. Thank you very much for watching. Take care, guys.